Welcome to the Undrafted Armchair QBs. We're Jim and Joe, lifelong friends, lifelong fans, bringing you fan-driven sports talk the way real fans do. No overpaid experts, no scripted analysis, just honest takes on the games, players, and the big stories shaping sports right now.
We want you to be a part of it too. Drop your comments, questions, and takes, stories, sports-related, family, all that. We'll read them all. We'll bring them into future shows, and that'll be coming up real soon with some comments we're getting. So hit like, subscribe, and join the conversation with us every week for free on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you listen. Hey, Joe, good morning.
Jim, good morning from the lovely Florida Panhandle. I'm on location attending my niece's wedding, Jillian's wedding, this weekend. So we're here. We're here looking out at the beautiful beach and the beautiful weather this morning. Can't promise the audio or the video is going to be its normal high quality, but we'll do the best we can and see how we do it.
It sounds good to me, man. Hey,
Yeah,
it is what it is. We're not experts.
No, especially when it comes to technology. That's a fact.
Well, you're on the road. You're remote. So
Hey,
we'll give you
we're
a
not going
pass.
to let
Have a good time.
weddings, travel, work, incarceration. We're not going to let any of that come between us and delivering fan-focused sports to our great subscribers. So let's do it. And by the way, if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button so you can catch all of our episodes. And some are better than others. We'll try to keep up the good work here. So we have a lot to talk about, Jim. It's a lot to talk about. It's a Friday. We had a great football game last night. We've got baseball just coming down to the wire in a couple of the series here. So let's get into it. You're a Dodgers fan. What are you thinking about that series?
Dodger Dog is going to make an appearance. Wait. There he is. Dodger Dog.
The Dodger Dog. Is that...
He's soaring.
Is that mustard on your Dodger Dog there?
That is mustard, Joseph. Don't you ever put ketchup on a hot dog for me. It's a hard pass. There it is. For everyone in the world, you can argue with us and make comments. What do you put on your hot dogs? But if Dodger Dog, one of the most iconic little mascots and the most iconic foods at any stadium anywhere in the world, has a mustard on it, that settles the score. And I'm on the mustard side. How about you?
Wow. Well, listen, it depends what I'm having on it. If I'm at Arbetter's in Miami, I'm definitely putting some chili and ketchup on that. Don't dislike mustard,
and a little mustard?
Mustard and sauerkraut. So kind of depends on my mood, kind of like my music. Am I going with Rage Against the Machine or am I going with Steely Dan? Sometimes I don't know.
Good one. Well, we'll dive right into the baseball. Dodger Dog is asking me, are the Dodgers going to sweep? And I'm going to say, not so sure, but man, the pitching for the Dodgers has been amazing. All 3 games for the Brewers, they've managed 1 run. And I'm sorry, I like the Brewers, but that's not going to cut it. That's not going to cut it. So the Dodgers pitching has been dominant. They had some excellent defense yesterday. Mookie Betts with a great play, going deep into between short and third and throwing out the runner. Max Muncy with a nice sliding grab and throwing a runner out at the plate. And there were some costly mistakes for the Brewers. The pickoff throw at first base added a run to make it 3-1. And I don't like Milwaukee's chances now, obviously, with the Dodgers with the commanding 3-0 lead. But they do play again tonight and tomorrow night in Los Angeles. So if the Brewers want to go home, they got to win 2 more games in Los Angeles.
Yeah, 4 straight. If my math is correct, with my 7 years of high school, I don't brag about my math skills, but here's some more math for you. I've seen games where you've only scored 1 run, but you've had 12, 13 base runners, just couldn't put them across. The Brewers have only scored 1 run in each game. They've only had 9 hits in the series. Oh, yeah. forget putting runs, across the plate. They can't even get on base. Let me tell you, it's the first time since 1909. No, I didn't say 89. 1909 had a playoff team in the major leagues have had 9 hits in the first 3 games in the series. So, or less. It's, um, it's a pathetic showing by Milwaukee on the offensive side of things. Forget the other mistakes and stuff like that. Plus, if I'm not mistaken, the Dodgers' real star would be considered to be in a slump right now. So they're doing this without, arguably their best player. So I think this series is over. It's just a matter of time. Baseball doesn't have a time limit, but in some cases it does. This is one of those times. So,
Yeah, that's a great
um,
point.
I
Then we
don't want
go
to
to
say
American.
that I don't want to jinx anything, but you know, the LA is now like a minus 175 to win not just this series but the World Series. First things first. Let's talk about the other series real quick. Toronto, good for them. They tied it up. If it wasn't for that series being close, there'd only be pockets of people really interested in that series, in my opinion. No offense to Toronto or Seattle, but let's see. It's the best of 3 now, so it should be exciting stuff over the weekend.
Yeah, the Blue Jays bats have gotten hot, and that's what the Brewers are probably hoping for. 21 runs in games 3 and 4 in Seattle. So, what's also interesting about the series is the home team has not won a
Yeah,
single game yet
no,
after
no home
4
cooking.
games,
Yeah,
which,
no home
wow,
cooking in that series. That's for
it's
sure.
the Road Warrior ALCS. Who's going to break through on that one is going to be the winner of the series. So, there
Yeah,
we have it. So
yeah,
that's baseball for us. And now,
that's baseball.
tonight, what are we going to
Can I
talk
see your
about?
Dodger dog one more time? Can I see your buns just one more time, please? Yeah, hold it back a little. I can't really get the whole. Yeah, there you go. There's the Dodger dog. By the way, that was a great time we had when you and I, many, many years ago, actually went to Dodger Stadium and saw a great game there. That was the Mike Scioscia mask game, if I'm not mistaken.
What did Vin Scully say, which was classic? We could hear the radios of people sitting with us at Dodger Stadium in the stands. And the most famous mask incident in Hollywood since the Phantom of the Opera. It
Hmm.
was great.
Classic Vin.
Never forget it.
Love it.
And the
Love it,
Dodgers
man.
lost.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Lasorda came storming out of the dugout. It was great. It was a great game.
He got thrown out, too.
The the Dodgers may have lost, but we were winners. And
Great point.
you came away with even an extra wiener. So, all right, let's talk college football. We've got a lot to talk about, so let's keep the pace going here. Let's have a better pace than the Milwaukee offense. What's up? What's that hat you're holding up there? Is that a Miami Hurricanes baseball cap?
That's my father's baseball cap,
Yes,
Miami Hurricanes. You got it. And they
I love it.
host the pesky Louisville Cardinals tonight. Big ACC matchup.
Yeah. It is we'll see. Miami's 13-point favorites, I think. It's about right. You might remember last year's game was a shootout. Miami had to score 52 to win that game, giving up 45. It's hard to believe that this is, it's not the same defense, but it's hard to believe that Miami's defense has done a 180 and now looks like a championship level defense. By the way, don't forget they're playing for the Schnellenberger Trophy tonight. A lot of people don't realize
Yes.
that, but the winner of this game gets to take home the bronzed pair of cowboy boots worn by Howard Schnellenberger himself. So, um, I'm always nervous because I'm a Miami Hurricane fan. Everyone knows that. So after last year, 9-0, and then losing to Syracuse and Georgia Tech, blah, 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 I'm not taking anything to the bank. But I think we have this game in hand if we don't shoot ourselves in the foot or shoot ourselves in our cowboy boots, as we say. So what's next?
Picking Miami, and I'm
I'm picking
picking
Miami.
Miami also.
I'm picking
Carson
Miami.
Beck, Ruben Bain, and company. Easy
Yep.
win tonight at home at Hard Rock.
Yes.
7 p.m.
Um,
kickoff.
that is
Yep.
tonight. That's right. Tonight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then we've got tomorrow the big games. Number 11 Tennessee going into Alabama, the third Saturday in October, they call it. I'm so glad
That's what they call
they
it.
figured that out.
Yep.
I'm so glad they figured that out. But Alabama's now ranked sixth, and that game is at 7:30 Saturday night. Who are you thinking in that one this year?
It's really tough to pick against Alabama right now. If they
It
can go
is.
into Georgia and win, I mean, until they looked good against Missouri, I'm just gonna quickly pick Alabama. Do I want Alabama to win? Probably not. But again, this is a wallet pick, not a heart pick. So I'm going with Alabama.
Yeah, I'd like to see Tennessee go in and do it again, but I'm gonna have to agree with you on that pick. I'm gonna go with Bama.
Okay. If I'm looking away, it's because I'm writing these down in ink. And don't forget, in 1913, injuries and darkness forced the spectators to gather around this very game and turn on their headlights of their, I don't know what cars you had in 1913, their Model Ts, I guess, to finish the game in darkness. I don't think that's going to happen, but I do think Alabama's going to turn the lights off on Tennessee's hopes of an SEC championship. So,
There
all
you
right,
go.
we got some other good
That was a
ones
good
to
one.
talk about. What do we got?
That was a lights out joke.
Mm,
Number 5, Ole Miss is taking on the Dogs inside the hedges in Athens. Georgia's ranked ninth. So we got Ole Miss is ranked fifth going in to play number 9 Georgia. I think Georgia wins this game. I'll go first on this one because I still think they're hurting from losing that home game against Alabama. And now you got number 5 ranked Ole Miss hottie toddies coming to town. I'm taking Georgia on this one. That's going to be a hunker down Dogs night. Afternoon, I'm sorry, 3:30 game.
yeah, afternoon. I think this is the first top 10 matchup at home for Georgia in quite a while. Ole Miss doesn't win much in Athens. I think it's been over like 30 years. I don't know. Is this the year Lane Kiffin actually has a little defense to go with an offense? I would love to see Ole Miss win this game, not because I'm anti Kirby Smart or anything like that. It's just because, I'd love to see Georgia just get pushed back down a notch, because I'm sick of it. I live an hour from Athens. Go Dogs. We're fine. Come on. I'm taking Ole Miss in this game.
I gotcha. There we go.
What do you got?
And I'm picking Georgia.
Okay.
And I've
I
got
got you.
number 10 LSU, the Tigers, the Bayou Bengals, going in to take on number 17 Vanderbilt in Nashville. And
12 o'clock game. Um, that's a little slap in the face, I think, to a 10-17 matchup, whatever. I don't know. Um, Vanderbilt home crowd, not sure that's enough to overcome LSU's talent. I know Vanderbilt's playing well, but just don't think they have enough horses in this one. Although LSU hasn't looked great, so it's not like I'm picking LSU comfortably. But yeah, taking this.
I'm going to go on the other side. I'm going to pick the Commodores at home, Diego Pavia, and that's a well-rounded team. We've talked about them on a previous show. They've got a great defense, and I think that's going to take care of business. They're going to outscore LSU in a low-scoring game. So I'm going to take
Yeah,
Vanderbilt.
LSU's offense has not looked like a powerhouse. So yeah, this game might be closer than we think. I just think the private university against the massive party school still, it's just such a challenge. Miami's private as well, so I will throw that in there. So and
Yeah.
not just to private institutions, but anyways. All right, we got another good game.
Honorable. Yep.
Yep,
Honorable mention. Sorry about that. Honorable
yep.
mention. Number 20th ranked USC Trojans at the Golden Domers in South Bend, Notre Dame, and Notre Dame is now ranked 13th. And I just thought of some great memories. That's why I wanted to mention this game. I remember the game between USC and Notre Dame back when we were kids. I think we were probably watching the game together. Do you remember the game that Anthony Davis had for USC against Notre Dame? I think he took 3 kickoffs for touchdowns, returned a punt for a touchdown. It was something incredible like that. But there's a lot of times when I see USC and Notre Dame, that's must watch TV for me. I'm going to be definitely clicking in on that one. Again, we've got USC ranked 20 and
Yeah.
Notre Dame's ranked 13th
Hey,
at
it,
7:30 Saturday night.
this game used to have national title implications. It's been a long time. Thanks
Every year.
mostly USC. Thanks for not having that implication for a while. But hey, national title, I don't know, but this is a top 20 matchup, which is great for, for football fans. Um, a lot of people don't realize, remember the Catholics versus convicts, Notre Dame, Miami. Well, this is the Catholics versus the Catholics. It's the Catholic Bowl. Wait, Joe, what? Yeah, little known fact, USC is considered a Catholic institution. So it is a Catholic bowl, if you want to go that far. I'm not sure USC has held up that end of the bargain for Catholicism, but it doesn't matter. It should be a good game. I'm looking at USC to win this one. Who do you got?
I'm going to take Notre Dame at home. So we're opposite on the feeling on that. I think the luck of the Irish comes
Yes.
true. And Ara Parsegian versus John McKay, you know, just the
Yep.
memories and everything. I can't
Big
wait.
time.
I'll definitely be checking out that ball game. It had to go honorable mention into a pick. So I'm glad we
Yes.
made picks on that.
Number 15 against number 23, BYU, Utah. I will tell you this, there'll be a lot of, I'm sure a lot of females watching that game, but there will definitely be more men watching that game. Um, so just want to leave that as an honorable mention. There'll be more men there. So let's talk about your Florida State Seminoles real quick. I don't see them on a top 25 matchup, but let's just honorable mention very quickly. FSU's playing Stanford. Wow. Um, I'm not even
Must
sure what to say.
must win, and FSU does have on the index thing something like a 90 or 89% chance to win. But I'll tell you what, they better get
Listen,
that defense straightened out real quick because they made Pitt's freshman quarterback Heinschel look like a Heisman candidate
they did.
last Saturday. It was awful.
They did make Pittsburgh look better than they are. But I will tell you this: there is no way in heck that Florida State loses to Stanford. Almost. This is whatever the smallest possible measurement in like inches, centimeters, or whatever. That's how far above this game is than a bye week. So, um, no fear for FSU losing this one. We have some NFL games to get to while we have a little bit of time left. Let's make sure we spend a little bit of time talking about those. I think we wrote down a couple before we get to this weekend's game. Let's talk about last night's game. Wow. Did it deliver? First of all, if you don't have Prime, you missed a good one. I don't know how many people have Prime. I don't know Prime compared to ESPN, but I can tell you, it was worth getting Prime just for that game. I watched it. My son and I watched every minute of it. What a great game back and forth. It was a great game to watch.
I think the killer was the two interceptions. One wasn't necessarily Aaron Rodgers' fault, but the two interceptions on Aaron Rodgers was a big turning point in that ball game. But it went to the wire, and it took a last-minute field goal for the Bengals to pull it out, and they sure did. And old man Joe Flacco, you thought I was talking about you, didn't you?
No.
Anyway,
Well,
old man,
my birthday was Wednesday, so you could have been, yes.
yeah, yep, it's a blessing. Old man Joe Flacco, 142 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. And there's a certain receiver for Cincinnati that I believe broke a record last night as he was in the midst of a 16 reception, 161 yard, 1 touchdown night. We mentioned the Bayou Bengals earlier. Jamar Chase. That was amazing.
Yeah. I mean, franchise record, not personal record, not, franchise record.
Receptions,
I
right?
got to be honest with you. And if Joe's listening, there's a lot of Joes here. Me, Joe Flacco, Joe Burrow. If Joe Burrow's listening, I
Joe
apologize for
Daddy.
this. I'm just going to say this. It's not a slight. I'm sure Joe Burrow is as giddy as anyone for this victory. And he had, sideline close-up seats. But I got to tell you, a couple times when they showed him, I'm not sure he was thrilled that some 41-year-old retirement, got him out of the retirement home, showed up on a short bus, came in and threw up 342 on a good defense and gave Chase his franchise record when Joe's been there for what, 7 years, I'm just not saying that he just looked like he was a little bit, wow. Because you gotta admit, I mean, if you're Joe Burrow, why haven't you done this before, right? So anyways,
Right.
listen, both quarterbacks over 40. There was a lot in this game that was pretty funny. Aaron Rodgers throwing 4 touchdown passes. By the way, 2 of those to the tight ends were just beautiful throws. And it's the first time since Patrick Mahomes in, I think, like 4 years ago, that all 4 touchdown passes were to tight ends. So if you're looking at fantasy teams, maybe Pittsburgh tight ends might be a big consideration.
I like it.
Yep, huge
The
win for Cincinnati, by the way. A 4-game losing streak. I like their coach. Cincinnati's coach just looks like a guy that you'd really want to play with. And I think it was just a really, like I said, a fun game to watch. It went back and forth. By the way, I'll leave you with this too. Watching Aaron Rodgers' face as Cincinnati kept driving down the field, just watching Aaron Rodgers' face every time his defense failed again. He was just doing one eye roll after another. It was pretty funny, not for Pittsburgh fans, but it was funny to watch, really. And it was a great play at the end too. T. Higgins, you can tell he's a veteran because it is hard not to just keep running into the end zone. That's what you're trained to do. For him to slide down, and force Pittsburgh to move, use all their timeouts and a chip shot field goal. That was a smart move.
Yeah, good coaching.
Good coaching.
Comes down to good
And
coaching.
kudos to
Exactly.
Higgins. Yep, Higgins made a great. That was a great play. Plus, if you remember too, they were in 50-ish yard field goal range, and instead of just running the ball up the middle, which so many teams do, they threw the ball, and that play to T. Higgins, that sealed the deal, and that was a pass, which a lot of teams don't do. So kudos to the whole thing was great. All right,
Yep.
we got some
That
other good
game
games too.
definitely Yep, that game definitely delivered. And
Loved it.
speaking of
I
games
loved
we
it.
all hope deliver this weekend, we're going to do our picks on 3 games here. First game is we've got the Rams, 4-2 Rams at the 4-2 Jaguars. And the game is in London. I think the Jaguars have been there for a month now.
Yep.
Um,
It's
Yep. So get your tea and crumpets out, 9:30 a.m. Sunday morning, and it's Stafford and company taking on the Jaguars with Trevor Lawrence. And that's a tough pick right there.
I
You
mean,
know, you think about the Rams and the traveling, but the Jaguars have been there for a while. Well, I'm gonna let you pick first on this game. What are your thoughts?
well, a couple things. Aside from the game itself, I'm not sure if I'm liking this London, Dublin, Ireland thing. I mean, no offense. I think I know what they're trying to do and expose the NFL to global stuff. I don't know. It's not the 9:30 thing. I'm just not sure. Are we getting the best football when teams have to fly over there and spend all the time over there? And I mean, is if you're a an NFL team and you're a higher tiered team as far as expectations, are you happy when you get that phone call? Is it fair? Um, has Kansas City had to fly over to London and play recently? I don't know. Maybe they did last year. I can't remember.
I
But
think it
it
was
just seems
them
like a
in
punishment.
Germany. They
Yeah,
went
it
to
seems like a
Germany to
punishment
play
to
the
me.
Dolphins.
And I don't know how you make it fair. I mean, hey, it's an honor, but just like in 1995, when the franchise allowed their fans to choose their name via a contest, they picked the Jaguars over many names. I'm sure some can't even be put on paper publicly, but over the Tigers and the Lions and things like that. I'm glad they chose Jaguars. The logo looks great. The colors look great, but not enough to beat the Rams. I think the Rams win this game, and I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are kind of going a little bit.
Gotcha. It's interesting. And speaking of logos, I wish the Rams would go back to the blue and white.
Loved it.
I always liked them when they had Roman Gabriel and the
Oh,
fearsome foursome and all
Roman
that.
Gabriel.
A-
Yeah,
And I liked when they changed it to the blue with the gold horn. But anyway, the new uniforms are just so fancy, tied in with SoFi and all that stuff. I want the
I mean,
Rams to change back to their old uniforms.
yeah,
And I'm
the
gonna
shiny
on that.
numbers. You know.
Yep, yep. On that subject, I'm gonna take Stafford and the Rams. Too much offense, whether Puka Nakua plays or not. I'm taking the Rams. Book
Yeah,
it.
I mean, good choice. I think the Jaguars had 61 yards rushing or something like that last week. But if they don't fix that, they're not going to win too many games, not against good teams especially. All right,
Yep.
we're also
Good
looking at the
point.
Colts. Yes, Colts Chargers.
Colts. A lot of shows this week I've been watching. All the TV pundits and talking heads are all starting to put the Colts at the top on their top 5 in the NFL. They're solid, and they're going into San Diego. I'm sorry, Los Angeles, to SoFi Stadium to take on the Chargers, who eked one out against our Dolphins last week.
Heartbreak.
But I'm gonna pick the Colts in this one, Joe, because until they prove me wrong that they're not that good, they're good. I'm picking the Colts.
Oh, listen, it's no accident that their name of their team, the Colts, starts with the letter C because so does the word confidence. And I will say that is what they're playing with. Not, I mean, literally on special teams, defense. I don't know this, but first 2, 3 games, all you're hearing is, wow, surprise, miracle team. Oh my God, well, Cinderella. As week 6, week 7 starts coming in, I don't think they're hearing those anymore. I think they're hearing things like you just said, good team, solid team. So that I think you change your attitude and your culture and your locker room from, hey, listen, we're surprising people to, hey, we're pretty damn good. And we can actually, not only win this division, but we're built to win these games with great running attack, great pass. They're running on all cylinders, man.
Yep. And Daniel Jones loves those colors. He thinks
Love
he's
it.
playing at Duke again.
Hey,
Brimming with confidence.
if your last name's Jones, hey, you're doing pretty good. By the way, speaking of, iconic and all that, have the Colts changed their horseshoe logo like ever? I mean, aren't we looking at the same Johnny Unitas logo on your helmet? I respect that. I think that's great.
Me too. Raiders haven't either.
Yeah.
Silver and
Well,
black. Yep.
we'll get to them in a minute. Okay, a great game I'm looking forward to watching. The Bucs Lions. Wow.
On
Oh,
Monday Night Football.
Monday
Yeah.
Night Football, right there. Unbelievable.
I cannot wait till that football game. That's a tough pick. I'm going to let you go first.
Um, I just think Baker Mayfield is finding a way to win games. And as long as the Buccaneers keep playing good defense and keep it short, uh, the game short, close, then I think they have a chance. And so I'm picking with my heart on this one, not my wallet, because I'm broke either way, and I'm going to pick the Bucs. Um, am I confident? I would like to see the Bucs win this one. Love the Lions too. I love everything about the Lions, but I'm going with the Bucs.
Okay. I respect that pick. And I'm going to disagree with you on that one only because of what I saw with last week's game for the Lions, even though things didn't go exactly their way. I think they're getting ready to break out with that offense. And the main thing, I'm fuzzy on this one too, but the reason why I think Detroit wins this game is because I believe it was last year It was early in the season. The Buccaneers went up there and they smash mouthed the Lions. I might be wrong. I'm not an expert, but I think they took care of the Lions in Detroit, and now they're going back there. And I think Detroit remembers that quite well, and they're going to get the Buccaneers back on Monday night. So I'm going to go. You got the Bucs. I'm going to go with the Lions on this one.
Not, not can't say a word about that as a bad pick because I think if I was having to bet with my wallet, that's where I'd put my money. But we'll see.
What
I
money?
hope. Yeah, that's where I'd put my Monopoly money. Exactly. Thank you. But let's just one more honorable mention because who are the Dolphins playing? I don't even know.
The
It's
Dolphins,
it's a 1-5
are
against a 1-5 matchup. Is that what we're doing?
yeah, and it's in Cleveland. And for the first time, this is such a great piece of sports history. It's the first time since 2006 in the NFL that we've got two left-handed quarterbacks going toe to toe.
Interesting.
We've got Tua against Dylan Gabriel. And the last time in 2006, two lefties facing each other, it was a divisional game between the Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Bucs. And it was Michael Vick against Chris Sims.
Chris Sims.
So
Interesting.
Chris Sims, yeah,
Blast from the past.
yeah,
Yeah, interesting. Yeah,
who's doing a
that's
great
good.
job on Sunday Night Football in America show. Yeah,
Yeah, I
he's
agree.
good, great English. I like
Let,
him.
so one and
So
five against 1-5. I mean, not that the nation's going to be tuning in, on the edge of their couch here, but if you had to pick a winner, who are you going to pick?
I got to be a homer. Dolphins. They should have won last week against the Chargers. And that defense, if they don't play better, I hope they don't get them on the flight to come back home because that was bad last week. That they had that
Well,
game won.
it's
I'm
hard to
picking
blame
Miami.
It's hard to blame the defense in the NFL when Tua throws 3 picks. That's 3 possessions that the defense should not even have been on the field. So I'm going to blame the whole damn team, and I'm going to blame the offense and the lack of urgency they play with when they're on the field. And anyways, listen. Gabriel is not Roman Gabriel, so I think the
Yeah.
Dolphins have a chance. But
Mhm.
we'll see. This is like a battle of attrition. The loser should, forfeit the rest of the year. Okay, and then
Did you pick? I didn't
I'll
hear
pick
your pick.
I'll pick Cleveland. Not because I want them to win, but it's in Cleveland.
No.
It's in Cleveland. I mean, what am I gonna do? I mean, I'm writing this down. And then finally, my beloved Raiders, please put them out of their misery somehow. Maybe the Chiefs will by winning 49-10. But either way, Raiders
Uh,
versus Chiefs. This is not Christmas Day with Antonio's, debut season. This is not going to happen. Kansas City looks like they've righted the ship somehow at the right time, and I see no way the Raiders win this game. None. Zero.
you're not going to try to pull out that old silver and black magic. It's the Raiders against the Chiefs.
If I've seen
Just win,
glimmers,
baby.
if I'd seen glimmers, hey, well, listen, that I love just win. I mean, it's on my license plate, but right now I'd take just play good, and I can't even seem to get that out of this team right now. Um, Fill in the blank. What's wrong with them? Offensive line, quarterback, defense is, other than Max Crosby is okay. It's even their kicking game is questionable right now. So,
Yeah.
blocked field goal to win a game, and it gets blocked. When's the last time a game's been won on a blocked kick? I know it happens, but I mean, seriously, 2-3 times once every 3 years. That's how the Raiders lost a key, they stink. So, um, I'm picking the Chiefs, and you think that rolls off my tongue like turpentine there? Woo, no, it's like freaking barbed wire, but whatever.
Well, you don't think there's going to be any old Daryl LaMonica to Cliff Wells magic? Okay, I got you.
No,
I'm going
no.
to have to agree with you. I'm taking the Chiefs at home, and I think they handle the Raiders.
As much as that
Yeah,
hurts me to hear you say that, I don't hold it against you because, well, I went first, number one. Number two, smart man. I think if you're betting with your wallet, for
thank you.
sure. Well, that's our picks for that. So we're going to wrap it up here. Hey, let me throw a trivia question out here. I'm not going to answer the trivia question. We'll just let it linger, and you guys can run. But Joe Flacco was an interesting part of a trivia question. It's only one of the time in the history of football was a quarterback during the season traded to an interdivisional rival. So who was that? So interesting question there. So we'll just let that just sit in the air for a while. But by the way, when you looked at like Aaron Rodgers with a football helmet on, does wearing a football helmet, like when you're old, make you look older? I just couldn't help but notice when he's walking around the field, he just looks like he's really old in a football helmet. But maybe it's just me.
Yeah,
So
he should look into Just for Men.
yeah, it wasn't the
Look
gray.
who's
It was
talking.
like the scrunched up part of his face or something. I don't know.
They
Just didn't
they
look
made him
right.
change. They made him change helmets, and he made a big stink about that. He was like, "It's like I'm having to wear a spacesuit or something." They made him change helmets, and
You know
he
what?
doesn't like it.
No, that explains it because his like cheek pads and stuff are pushing up on his eyes where compared to just other quarterbacks, even older quarterbacks, in their 30s, it's hard to believe we're saying that's old, but he just looks like wow, it looks like he's 60, and I think it is. It's the way the helmet looks or something. But anyways, hey, we'll leave that for another time.
At least And at least he changed his haircut. Remember when he had the two little
True,
looks like he was Amish king or something. But
true.
next, speaking of him, but just before we finish, next Thursday night's going to be a really must-watch TV game on Prime. It's going to be the Packers against the Steelers in Pittsburgh. So
We'll talk
that'll
about
be a
that
lot of
next week.
fun.
That'll be a great
I
game.
can't
And by the
wait.
way, when Aaron Rodgers
Yep.
did cut his hair, Trevor Lawrence hasn't spoken to him since. So, all right. All right. Well, see you later, my friend. I've got my nieces waiting to get tailgating for. So, Jillian, happy wedding, and we'll see you soon. Thanks,
Yeah,
everyone out there.
congratulations.
Thank you. So that's it for this episode of the Undrafted Armchair Quarterbacks with Jim and Joe. Thanks for checking us out and hanging with us for some real fan-driven sports talk.
And don't forget, your comments are a part of the show. We're going to start incorporating those next week. Got some goodies. And drop them below, read them, and we'll feature them for sure. Be sure to like, subscribe, and catch us every week for free on YouTube, Spotify, and wherever you listen. Thank you, everyone, for joining
Thank
us.
you. See you, buddy. Have a
Have
great one,
fun,
man.
Joe. I'm jealous.
Okay, I will. Take care, man.
Get that
Talk
frisbee
to you
out
soon.
too with the beer in the hand. Frisbee.
Bloody Mary might be in my future here. See you soon. Take care.